Wow, what an event indeed. And of course, they're discovering your true worth. It breaks the chains of limitation, empowering you to stride confidently into the realms once deemed impossible. Now, these are just some of the sentiments of the first local L'Oreal Paris Walk Your Worth show at South African Fashion Week, where we got to celebrate women across different industries. And of course, this morning here to reflect on this magical night, because it really was magical, marketing manager for L'Oreal Paris South Africa, Ayanda McKay. Ayanda, good morning.
Good morning.
This was no ordinary fashion show, that's for sure. And let me tell you, I've done a couple of those in my day. This is not just a straight up and down, let's walk. You guys did a phenomenal job.
Thank you very much.
What inspired the local Walk Your Worth show?
Sure. So, I mean, this really traces back to the brand's history and ethos, which is around because you're worth it, you know, that opening line.
Yeah.
The brand is really about women empowerment. You know, in Paris, we just finished our 6th year of La Défilé, which is Walk Your Worth.
La Défilé.
La Défilé. and we really thought it was about time to bring it to our shores.
Yeah.
And so we partnered with SA Fashion Week, and that's what we did. We brought it to the shores with a little bit of sprinkle in it, but that was really the inspiration behind it.
You brought the sprinkle, you brought the fire and everything that goes with it. And I got to talk about the models, because I know, you know, for a designer or a brand to go and start selecting models, it's a process. But here we've seen some really high-profile individuals.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, selecting the models was a hard one because there are so many people to choose from in South Africa. There's so much talent.
Yeah.
But really, I think the starting point was ensuring that we have a range of ages, ethnicities, shapes and sizes, choosing from influencers to media personalities. And that's why we had your Leanne Manis, your Yvonne Chaka Chakas, you had your Bonang. So that was really the thinking behind it, was just to ensure that we showed the diversity of our South African society.
Yeah. Which I love, because it's almost putting the fashion industry and how people perceive it also in a different light, as we should see it as it's our worth, it's who we are. So let's celebrate that. And I love that. The objectives for this particular show, I mean, when this thing was conceptualized and you looked at it, I mean, what were those key objectives? And I think in the same breath, what is the message? What is that takeaway points that the members in the audience, because I could see they were just fixated on what is happening on the runway?
So really the objectives was, one, about continuing to place South Africa on the map. I think we've had a lot of highlights as a country, you know, from the rugby to etc. So I think it was just around continuing to elevate or adding to that, putting South Africa on the map. That was the first one. The second one was really about ensuring South Africans walk away with knowing that, you know, being proud of being able to walk your worth. You know, put your head up. The journey to worth is a turbulent one. We all know that, you know, you don't just get to a place of where you feel, and so it's forever evolving. And really was about, you know, you are worth it. You're absolutely worth it. And, you know, the takeaway from the show needed to be about, wow, wow, what a show. You know, there's nothing more to it besides wow.
I think I've said wow so many times watching that incident as well, especially that showstopper dress that you said, man, that was spectacular.
Incredible.
That, oh man, it's like wings floating down that runway. Is there going to be another one? Are you guys thinking about it already?
Watch this space, watch this place. If we're not thinking, we're probably planning. SA Fashion Week happens in April as well as in October. So we are in talks to doing it again in October. And seeing how we can top it, or, you know, adding more flair to it. But absolutely, there's another one planned.
And listen, the future, because this is one of those moments for a brand that is a highlight, right? And now you're going to build onto this. You know, where to forward? What's happening for L'Oreal Paris South Africa?
Sure. I mean, we are the world's #1 beauty brand in the world. So where to from here? Because we are worth it, absolutely, and our customers are worth it. Where to from here? I think it's continuing to bring in innovation that is relevant for our country, you know, especially with our climate. So that's a big one for us. Ensuring that we continue to drive the message of worth to everybody. So we've also got a men's range, so just not women, men as well. So everybody. The third part is we're going to continue with our Walk the Worth show.
Yeah.
And then we also have a Talk Your Worth podcast on Spotify, hosted by Poppy. And that's really about allowing women a space and a platform to be able to talk about their journey to worth and what that means, from motherhood to work to any part of their lives. So really everything is just about embodying worth to our customers.
Yeah, just moving into that upliftment space,
Absolutely.
which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Ayana, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This was a breath of fresh air, and I love it.
Thank you.
Because I know what it's like, you know, the whole industry in terms of modelling, and it's very strict, and this is how we do it, but you came and you broke the mold, which is fantastic.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well done to you and your entire team, and we got a cheers. So this morning, here's to celebrating the uniqueness, beauty and individuality of all the women across the world.
Kumele uzithembe, uzithande, uzincome. It's important because you're worth it.